Dead by Daylight's Five Nights at Freddy's chapter is just around the corner, and thus getting brand new news about it next week. I want to cover my thoughts and ideas, speculate about what's to come and what's possibly one of Dead by Daylight's biggest chapters yet. My name is Brosley, and I'm going to be covering some speculation about the new killer, possible survivor, and map coming to Dead by Daylight, along with some skin concepts I think would be super cool to see in the game, including some very cool ideas for legendaries. So let's get into it. First off, I want to talk about the chapter itself. As somebody who grew up with the FNAF franchise, I'm very excited for this chapter. FNAF has been one of my favorite game series for a very long time, and my knowledge of both these games is exponential, and I'm hoping to apply some of that when looking into some of the concepts of this video. The entity is described as a cosmic embodiment of evil, capable of turning worlds inside out with its presence. Instead, the entity actively recruits its killers by sensing their potential in their mortal selves, and is described in the lore as some sort of emotional vampire feeding from strong emotions in the realm, like the killer's rage and anger. It fuels their bloodlust in the trials to extract its sustenance. That's why I think the obvious choice to bring to the realm is none other than Springtrap himself, William Afton. Proud co-founder and owner of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza and Afton Robotics, William Afton used his franchise as a cover for his nefarious plans to become immortal through means of remnant. Taking children away from life and stuffing them to animatronic suits until he met his own demise, being lured into the Spring Bonnie suit by the children he had viciously taken years ago. His journey didn't stop there, however. Afton would come back to life, rotting away trapped inside the Spring Bonnie suit. Making his first appearance in FNAF 3 as Springtrap, seemingly fueled by his own agony and rage, his journey continues, surviving the fire set from Fazbear Frights up to the pizzeria scene of Five Nights at Freddy's Simulator, where he is trapped and meets his permanent demise along with many of his victims in the hands of Henry Emily. This is the moment where I think the entity will most likely take Springtrap, along with maybe a handful of others that may have been in this chapter. Being reconstructed by the entity to resemble his FNAF 3 appearance, Afton is fueled by rage after just losing to his long-term rival Henry Emily. As he walks into the trials, he sees all that wronged him in his life, the people who hindered his journey, the people who he hated the most. His perception altered by the entity, he sees Henry repairing a generator, and his son who rebelled to fight against him back at the Fazbear Frights, Michael Afton. His pure rage courses through his body with the urge to throw them on the many scattered meat hooks he sees before him. Now there's a lot of videos out there, theories of what Springtrap's power could be, and it's something I could cover, but there's so many great ideas out there already. If that's something you'd like to see from me personally, maybe showing some of my own ideas, covering some other people's, make sure to hit the like button and let me know. Not unlike the killers, the survivors also feed the entity through the strong emotions. That can include hope or affection, and it fuels them to escape the trials. That's why the entity finds resilient survivors to lure taken to its realm. Michael Afton and Henry Emily are my top picks for this chapter. Michael, who after the death of his brother and disappearance of his father, finds out what his father had been up to and is lured into an underground facility in the sister location. And with the determination to put an end to his father's plans, Michael's deceived by the spirit of his sister who he had lost long ago and got scooped, becoming a vessel for all the victims trapped underground and carries them above in agony, rotting away until his corpse gives and spills all the remnant-filled animatronic pieces into the sewer. As he lays on the concrete sidewalk, his sister whispers to him, "You won't die." Michael gets up a hollow corpse with the resilient determination still burning. Time goes by with no leads on his father, multiple pizzerias visited, until he sees a flyer for Fazbear Frights. He asks himself if that could be his father, and suits up for the new gig at the Fazbear-themed attraction. After spending 5 nights at his new job, Michael and his father meet again after he finds what remains of his father dismembered and twisted around the endoskeleton of the Spring Bonnie suit. He had a feeling in his gut, and he just knew it was him. Trapping him inside, Michael sets the whole attraction ablaze, now wandering corpse. Michael keeps caught up in the franchise, questioning if he's finished his own journey to stop his father, and he sees a brand new location opening up, looking for a new hire. He takes the gig as a security guard once again, quickly filling the position, where he starts his final job and meets the same fate as his father and the other victims trapped behind the wall at the pizzeria, burned by Henry Emily. Another survivor I could see coming to the game alongside Michael Afton. You may have guessed Henry Emily, the co-founder of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza and Afton's long-term nemesis. After what Afton did to Henry's daughter, Henry used his expertise in engineering to get back at Afton to stop his cruel acts, eventually luring all the possessed animatronics he could to a new pizzeria, including his own daughter who's possessing the puppet. Trapping them all within the walls and burning it to the ground with himself, freeing everybody from the suits they were confined in and stopping Afton, once and for all, until the entity intervenes and takes them into the realm in a cloud of thick black fog. I think it'd be super cool to see these guys as survivors, especially having a scooped Michael Afton as a default would be insane. For the map part of this video, I'm going to be super quick. I don't have a huge idea, just something I thought would be really cool would be an indoor map with the layout of the first 4 or 3 games. Either one would be awesome, depending on how big they can make the map. Keeping it faithful to the games, using the same layouts of the locations and separating them through the map. Maybe have some interactable doors like Nostromo and holes in the walls so you can easily pass through them. I think it'd be so cool. I just want to use this part of the video to say I'm so close to reaching affiliate on Twitch, and Aurelia Rose is coming out next week in Dead by Daylight, and I plan on doing some giveaways there once I reach affiliate. Maybe drop some Aurelia Rose DLCs, and I'd greatly appreciate it if you just drop by the Twitch and give me a follow, and drop a subscription here, like the video. Be awesome. All my socials are going to be in the description. You can check me out. Greatly appreciate it. FNAF has a ton of potential for a cosmetic collection consisting of some awesome legendaries, some viscerals, some very rare skins, and just some smaller pieces. I'm going to start the highest rarity and I'm going to go down the list. The first concept I have is an infected mangle visceral for the Singularity. This is a rough concept I have drawn up. As you can see, it's mangle infected by the Singularity's biopod, some sort of remix between the games to keep her recognized as the Singularity. I thought a really cool idea would be to have Mangle's head that extends and bites the survivor as the weapon, and the endoskeleton head being sort of the POV head from the player. I'm thinking he could have a Mori similar to the Unknown, crawling towards the survivor, making the jumbled static noises, and of course, biting the frontal lobe. It would also replace the Singularity's voice line with static noises, and maybe some Ultimate Custom Night voice lines. Another concept I had, but another very talented artist beat me to, is an Ennard legendary for the Unknown. Make sure you check out the artist and support the original post. I'll have it in the description. But I think this would be so awesome. Maybe have the face mask open up when he holds out his power or during the Mori. And I don't think you have to change the Mori that much. I think it already fits them. I think this is a awesome idea. Editing process here. As it turns out, these videos take a little longer than I originally thought they would. That being said, I didn't have time to do all the concepts I had planned for this video, but I can still do another video in the future if you guys want to see that. You know the drill, hit the like button, subscribe. And what I did have time to do is to set up some of these masks here as some, green rarity masks for the survivors. We have the first original 4 for the first 4 FNAF characters from FNAF 1. And I wanted at least one mask for representation for the other 4 FNAF games. You got Sable with the puppet, FNAF 2. Springtrap's obviously the FNAF 3 rep. We already got that, so Jeff gets the Nightmare Fredbear mask from FNAF 4. We got Baby from Sister Location, and then Lefty from FNAF 6. I think these would be awesome, for the survivors. And I think they make a great addition to the entire, cosmetic collection. That's going to be all the time we have for this video. If you guys want to see more videos like this, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.